Good afternoon. My name is Bob Pollock with Penn State Extension here in Indiana County. And today I have two folks with me, two of my Penn State Master Gardeners, and we'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Dennis Repko. I'm the Indiana County Master Gardener Coordinator and also the coordinator of the Blue Spruce Park project.
I'm Chris Kessner, and I'm a Penn State Master Gardener and work in the herb garden.
Today we are out at Blue Spruce Park, which is one of Indiana County's parks, and we have a demonstration garden here thanks to great support from Indiana County and the county park system. And part of the project is that we identify the plants. We have a lot of plants here that are good plants that you can also use in your garden, and this is a good place to just come out and check it out and see what's here and see if you like the plant, how it grows and how it flowers and what it does. And the names are there so that then if you want to go and look for that plant in a local nursery, that you'd be able to do that. So it's here, it's open, it's free to the public. Anytime the park's open, you can come out and look at the gardens here.
Well, this is our Haagen-Dazs Pollinator Garden. Haagen-Dazs Ice Cream donated money to the Penn State Master Gardener program because of the honeybee colony collapse syndrome. I'm sure everyone's heard of that. It's been going on for a few years. European honeybees have been disappearing out of the hives. And so Haagen-Dazs ice cream, which relies a lot on pollinators and fruits for their ice cream, decided that we needed to take a census of pollinators in Pennsylvania. So they donated money, and we have pollinator plants specifically for this purpose to do a census on native pollinators. So we come out once a month and we record the weather conditions, we record the plants that are in the garden that are in bloom, we record how many plants that may have been damaged through deer and rabbit wildlife damage in the gardens, which, as you can tell, we're at Blue Spruce Park and we do get quite a bit of animal damage, wildlife damage here in our gardens. So that's all recorded, and while we're here we sit and look at all the plants and we try to identify every pollinator or every insect that is on these plants. So we need to count honeybees, and we count fleas, and we count moths, and we count flies, and we're trying to get a general idea of how many pollinators, native pollinators to Pennsylvania, are here, because no one actually knows how many pollinators there are, native pollinators to Pennsylvania. So if we move down, here's some of our signs that Haagen-Dazs donated to the garden, and these are the signs explain why we need pollinators, what pollinators do for us. And most of our food, nearly 80% of our food, is derived directly through pollination. And pollinators are very important. If they were all to disappear tomorrow, we as human beings wouldn't last very long.
Just each one of these signs kind of has some answers to some questions related to bees. So on this sign, talking about the importance of pollinators, it mentions that pollinators are responsible for 1 out of every 3 bites of food that we eat. Also, they are essential in providing plant fiber for clothing and household goods, and they are indispensable to the survival of 90% of the world's flowering plant species. So our pollinators are very important.
This pollinator sign here, it says what you can do to help the native pollinators in Pennsylvania and in your garden. And as you can see, it talks about having blooming flowers throughout the year. So, and you can maintain like wild, undisturbed parcels of land, like just have a corner of your property where you just need to grow up in flowers and wildflowers and grasses, and just let nature take it over. And instead of using pesticides and mowing it, it'd be easier. And the native plants are home to the native pollinators. So that's part and parcel of what we're doing here. We're trying to reestablish some native grasslands or native plants for the native pollinators.
There are gardens similar to this all across Pennsylvania, and each group that's participating is collecting the same data, and each month that data is compiled and sent in to the state, and then they will be compiling a statewide summary of all the activity all across the state. So it's a pretty coordinated project, and we're part of that here in Indiana County.